Welcome to Story Route Zero.
This is a podcast where friends gather to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and the strange worlds of video games. We often don't know where we're going, but that's half the fun. Come on the journey with us. Hit us up on Twitter at StoryRoute0. You can send us an email at StoryRoute0@gmail.com. That includes questions, concerns, comments, complaints, pet pics. Send us some recipes. Send us some stories about your day. We're going to listen.
Podcast, start your engines. We have liftoff. Let's have a journey.
When I die and they lay me to rest, I'm going to go to the place that's the best. This is Story Route Zero. That was Norman Greenbaum, Spirit in the Sky. My name is Matthew Keel. I have two friends with me because Jason, I think, is missing his first episode since we started. I think.
Ever?
I think. But
I think you're right.
The point is, the Jason's away, so we gonna play.
Mm-hmm.
This Story Route Zero, episode 83, I believe. There's no one around to correct me, unless one of y'all wants to do it, but I'm pretty sure it's 83. And we talk about the video games, but first and foremost, how was everybody's weekend? Michaela, I'm going to introduce you like that and ask you first.
Weekend was very busy.
Same.
Didn't really feel like a weekend.
Mm-mm.
I had stuff literally Friday night, Saturday morning, Saturday night, Sunday morning, Sunday night. Told Moose before we started recording, I literally fell asleep by accident at like 8:30 last night. Woke up at 11. Was like, fuck. Lots of family stuff. I won't go into the sad and bad, but on the bright side, it was my father's birthday, so we celebrated that.
Happy birthday to him.
Happy birthday to the Steve, Captain Steve.
Happy birthday, Steve.
Captain Steve. But yeah, so very, very busy. I'm looking forward to the 3-day weekend coming up.
Oh shit, there's a 3-day weekend coming up.
Labor Day.
Cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice.
I think I'm going to just stay up all night on Sunday, but that's for another time. Moose, how was your weekend? You and I got up to some shit, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Matt and I played some games. We'll talk about that later, but weekend was good. Too hot outside, so I didn't really spend a lot of time outside, but just chilled and relaxed. So that's that.
Cool. I feel like a ton happened this weekend, but I don't remember a whole lot of it. Like, I remember playing games with Moose on Saturday. Sunday, I'm pretty sure. No, okay, I know what happened Sunday. Reba, and so I'm interested in getting back to working out, at least from a cardio standpoint, because I feel if we're going to bring a child into our lives, I'm probably going to need some endurance. So we were looking into ways to do that. So we were going to this place that was going to basically be like I guess a weekly regimented workout. And because we got there right before it was supposed to start, and I had never been there before, they had to turn us away because they need us there a half hour beforehand. So that's postponed for a week. Other than that, did play some games, which I will talk about very shortly. Who wants to start first? It's game time, y'all.
I'll be super quick. I only played Game Club game, so TBD. See you next week.
Oh yeah, Game Club's next week, huh? Okay, so Moose is gone, so I guess I'm going to go. So I started playing a game that I'm pretty sure Jason reviewed, Trigger Witch.
Yes.
And That game's kind of adorable. It's not super difficult, but it's not super easy. I both like and don't like the dialogue in it. I think the story idea is kind of nice, where the witches in the game don't so much use magic anymore because the knowledge of magic sort of disappeared with the times a ways ago, but now they all have guns. And I think it's a very fun game. I like the puzzles. It's actually kind of one of those games that you could sit down and just play for a while. It's top down twin stick shooter. Bagel's singing to me. Cool.
Song of his people.
Yeah, basically. So I ended up fighting the first major boss in Trigger Witch, and it was a giant metal dragon that actually said the word squawk, and I thought that was funny.
That is pretty funny. I
but
think I was
most
there
of-
when you said that. You were like, that's
Have
hilarious.
either of you ever watched Dragon Prince?
No.
Yeah, it's very good. It's on Netflix, and there is a parrot at one point who says the word squawk.
He
and one of the characters
he doesn't actually squawk, he just says it.
he says the word squawk, and the character goes, "Did he just say squawk?"
Nice.
But I think I like the dialogue, but I also don't like the dialogue because part of it, while it does make me smile, it feels like a certain brand of humor reserved for I'm gonna go right up to the edge of just kind of being trollish. But it's not enough to really sort of deter me from playing the game. And actually playing that kind of made me want to try Reverie, which I know Jason talked about a while back. And so I might actually try that on my Vita at some point.
Yeah, because that was that's their previous game.
Yeah. And we had been talking, I don't remember if we talked about this on the show, but we were talking about getting Moose and Jason the Dark Souls Remastered Platinum. And I was able to find my save file, but I was actually at the beginning of a game to where I couldn't like warp to bosses to help out Moose. So started going through the game, and I got from basically Firelink Shrine because I'd gotten past Undead Asylum. So from Firelink Shrine all the way to about to fight Smog and Ornstein. And while it's not a speed run by any stretch, I felt like we made a shit ton of progress in a day.
Yeah.
And it sucked that we started having party chat issues, and it was getting kind of late for me because I have to hang out with the wife Saturday nights. So, and then I'm just like, okay, we should probably just end it because we can't communicate where we're going to be and whatnot. But also, it was such good momentum. We were having a good time, despite that fucking Archer in Anne Orlando doing everything he could to just ruin our day.
I get summoned in and he'd be like, what
Nope.
the hell? And I'd just be like, all right, signs down. Before my spirit even like left his world, I just
Yeah.
be like,
It's like, yep, here we are again. But yeah, so Dark Souls 1, still fun. Who knew?
yeah, it's a good time.
And then Sunday, Reba and I went back to Guacamelee 2 after a very long time away.
Nice.
Let me tell you, that game, man, that game's really fun. There are I don't remember the first game I ever played with that was just completely pun laden, but I feel like the puns in the Guacamelee series are very good. and they continue to be very good in 2. I'm not going to recite any of them for you right now, Michaela, because I feel like you don't need that kind of
I feel
punishment.
like very good pun is an oxymoron.
That's where you're wrong, kiddo. That's exactly where you're wrong. But I will say this: I got a trophy in Trigger Witch that is just. It's when you get your first gun and it says guacamole.
I already suffered to actually, I'm gonna bring I'm okay. So I said there's a lot of family stuff this weekend. So my sister had to fly up for a family event that we had this weekend, separate from Captain Steve's birthday.
Okay.
And tonight is her second to last night here. We had dinner at my mother's house. And we're sitting down to dinner. This beautiful steak tips with grilled veggies that's got grilled peach in it and zucchini, some gagoots, some peppers, and we had some jasmine rice. Beautiful dinner. My sister sits down to the table. She's and my mother and I are drinking a cup of tea. She says, "How does Moses make his tea?" He brews it. And my mother fucking died. She literally died at the table. And I was like, good. Don't laugh at that. I've already suffered enough for one evening.
He brews it. That's good. That's good fun. Oh, that's funny.
I mean, I once heard a story about a little person escaping a jail, and as it was climbing down the wall, he was just yelling. He was yelling, curse words at people, and someone just observed. That's a little condescending. Nothing.
The worst thing about the one my sister did was how hard my mother laughed.
Mm.
But I interrupted.
I'm pretty much done. I'm pretty much done. So yeah, Trigger, which is really good. Dark Souls Remastered, still good. Oh, I did play more Art of Rally just because I need something to fucking chill out at night. And believe it or not, a racing game can do that, and I think Art of Rally. I honestly would implore you both, if you could, to check it out because it is worth it. I have a bunch of games I want to play, but of course, time being what it is. Moose, I believe that leaves us with you.
So played a bunch of Dark Souls 1 Remaster with Matt, like he stated. Which is really funny because we were going through working on stuff, and I think there's a couple of trophies, if not a bunch, that I can get before I move on. I'll probably have to do a new game plus cycle, which is not a problem. Oh my god, twist my arm, I have to play Dark Souls 1 again, So
you might not have to well, actually no, you definitely will have to. You will have to,
because the pyromancy chick is dead. So
the one of the pyromancy people is dead. Oh wait, she is gone. She's not in your world, is she?
Yeah, no, the one by Qualag or Quailard.
You know why? Because you've done Lost Izalith and you've killed her. She goes hollow in Lost Izalith.
I did not know that. See, yeah. I wish I knew more about the Dark Souls 1 lore as much as I do Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne. But anyway, so played that. Put a lot of time into the Game Club game, which I'll talk about next week. Which is going to be awesome. And then I really don't think. I mean, obviously, I put my weekly time into Division 2, which I am deleting because I feel like they're going to do 3 months of the last season. So each season lasts 3 months. So there was 4 seasons for the DLC. And they're basically just redoing them all until they come out with the info of the DLC that's going to be coming out soon, because they said there was going to be DLC in 2021. And that would put them at about December, mid-December, of them maybe putting out DLC or just saying, hey, we're going to do it at the first of next year or something. Because I feel like them they could randomly be like, okay, here's Manhunt number 3 instead of doing them in order again, but whatever. So put that time in. I also downloaded a little game on Saturday called Hades.
Never heard of it.
I don't think any of us have heard of that game. I've been playing.
What tiny indie studio did fuck? No, I'm kidding. Hades rules. And I remember seeing it, and I'm like, Moose, did you do what I think you did?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, see, I thought
I did.
I didn't know I pushed it to yours. I thought I pushed it to mine. But anyways, so pick that up, and I was talking to Michaela about it before the show. It definitely feels better on the PS5. Like, I'm playing way better than what I did on the Switch. Now I know I've got 82 runs in on the Switch, and I've escaped 14 times. I'm already on like run number 13, and I'm almost past the third boss, like ready to get into the last area and move towards Hades. It took me way longer to even get to them, the third boss. I say them, spoilers, but get to the third stage's boss to move on. It took way longer on the Switch, but we were thinking frame rate, resolutions, it's just being extremely helpful. So that's enjoyable. Loving that. Loving playing through that. I think I'm like some of the weapons, like I always thought I'd love the spear, but like the railgun is my absolute favorite. I love the gun. But like I thought I would love the spear, but like I'm like, eh. And then I started playing with the fists, and I'm like, I really like the fists. So like I don't think there's a bad weapon in the game. Unless you don't have patience. I could see how the bow, you would not like the bow because of the long shot on square or on your main attack, unless you get a boon later on that just turns it into like an auto fire or whatever. I forget what it was.
With depending on the boons you encounter, no matter how much you like a weapon or dislike a weapon or think you like or dislike a weapon, you can have a stellar fucking run.
Right. Well, that's I don't know if I told you, that's the first escape I made was with the bow. I picked up the bow, and the first boon I got, I was like, fuck. I was like, this run's fucked. And so I just went to it. I think I got a boon, and I think it was your special attack. So that would be triangle on PS4, where it does like the spread shot. I got a boon on the spread shot where like every hit or something like returned a little bit of health, or everyone killed returned a little bit of health. And then the special was already stacked doing damage. So basically all of Hades' little minions, I was on like my last Death Defiance, and like all of Hades' little minions were just helping me keep alive. And so anyways, loving Hades, back in that. And that's been pretty much all I've been playing, because like I said, trying to put a lot into Ender Lilies in the home stretch here, so that I guarantee it's done for next week, because there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
With that game.
It's gonna be a good episode.
That's gonna be a good episode.
That game.
Super excited to discuss that game.
Yeah,
So.
having beaten and platinumed it, the just thinking about that game, it's like the more distance I get away, I'm just like, man, do I want to just fucking go back?
You could pull a Jason and buy it literally everywhere.
Right.
You know what?
I thought about it, but
one of my best highlights of the weekend, I got somebody I'm friends with on Twitter to buy it.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
He tweeted at me, "This is your fault." I was like, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, yeah. Anything else, Moose?
Now. Just awaiting games for this month. Like Diablo 2's coming.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling Michaela I pre-ordered the Death Stranding director's cut because I did like what I played of the demo, and then I believe you got it physical with your PS4 when you when you nabbed your PS4 Pro.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, it's not going to be digital. I'm not going to go out there and buy it myself. So I was just like, I'll just wait. And now like the new stuff that they're adding to the game looks really cool and looks fun. and I'm just like, I want something different. I want like a different game. Like, I don't care if I have to play like, UPS delivery man for like a couple of hours just having fun. Because I mean, if you think about it, all fetch quests, you're UPS man.
Hmm.
So delivery man. So everybody's like, oh, that's what you do in the game. It's like, do you not know what fetch quests are? Like,
Yeah.
just shut up and play the game. And I think that was the biggest problem with it. So, but I never saw it in that light. I was just like, oh, this is cool, interesting. He always does interesting games.
Mhm.
So I'm looking forward to jumping into that when it comes out. I was not kind of shocked. Well, like more disappointed, but not shocked that it didn't include the PS4 version, because I was like, oh, well, maybe I could download the PS4 version and just dabble in it a little bit. And it's like, no, all you get is the PS5 version. You pre-order the PS5 version, but it is only $49.99 instead of $59. So
Yeah.
save an extra $10 and get all the added bonus stuff. But anyways, excited about that, and the game's coming up. So it's just kind of like clearing up the book club game and some odds and ends here and there, just moving into the fall. It's going to be nice,
Yeah.
cooler weather.
Sweater weather. Sweater weather.
Bring it.
It's coming. Tomorrow's
Yes.
supposed to be like another hot. Like today was hot. Tomorrow's supposed to be hot, but this weekend was cool, and it looks like 70s to high 60s for the rest of the week, and I'm here for it. I'm living for it.
Word. Well, okay. So I guess we're just gonna blow right past games to the news.
The news, and we're really just going to be covering one subject, but multiple shows, because this past week was Gamescom. Gamescom was a thing.
Yes.
Kind of out of order this year. It's kind of weird. Opening Night Live was not the opening day.
Yeah, it was not the opening night.
It went second.
Mhm.
But so we're going to go in the order, if it's cool with you guys. Instead of that, we're going to go in the order that shit actually
That's fine.
happened. So day one, Gamescom, the first big thing was, of course, the Xbox show. And Xbox did kind of save some of its stuff for the opening night live stream. We'll get to that momentarily. But in terms of the big news, there was a surprisingly big focus for them on the cloud gaming stuff and how they're going to be pushing that to their console platforms this coming holiday season, because I believe it's already available on PC. I don't know. I don't keep up with cloud gaming. I still think it's a little.
I think you're correct.
Yeah. So it's going to be coming to consoles. It looks like holiday season. And if anybody's going to have the infrastructure to support it, it's going to be somebody like Microsoft. So we shall see. Forza Horizon 5 got a new trailer and a new controller, I think, that looks kind of sexy and neon and colorful.
Mm-hmm.
They showed like a sizzle reel of Humble Game stuff that's coming. Reveal trailer for Into the Pit, which was another one of those Humble Games, but one of the newer ones I don't think we had seen before. Very eldritch horror type of looking interesting game. I'm not going to do everything. I'm just going to do the big ones. Psychonauts 2 had its launch trailer, and I just want to mention that because that game has reviewed and been received very well so far, because that obviously has since come out.
That's mid-September, or is it already out now?
It's out.
Now?
Yeah,
is it out on Sony as well? I know.
Yeah,
it's
out everywhere.
It's out everywhere.
It's
out everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this was the launch trailer. It came out the next day. Yeah.
Okay.
It is out.
Nice.
And doing very well.
Because I didn't really. You would think you would see something on the PS5, because now they do that like news feed where it's like 10 stories from the games you play, and it comes up with like Fortnite. I'm like, I played Fortnite.
Yeah,
a couple like many moons ago.
Certain games, if you want to unfollow Fortnite, you can do that.
I did not know that. Thank you for that.
It's in your PS5 settings.
Okay, we'll do.
You can unfollow games.
Nice.
Pro tips for PS5. All right, let's see. What else do we have at the Xbox show that's worth talking about? New Dying Light footage. Everybody's seems very excited for Dying Light.
Beginning of December.
Yep. State of Decay 2 got a new trailer for the Homecoming DLC, and Flight Sim, Microsoft Flight Sim, had a whole big expansion type of I think this is the first time Flight Sim's getting a DLC like this.
Yeah, it's also, I think it also released on consoles too.
Yes.
Yeah,
It
that was
their
that
first
was a
console
recent
release.
launch. Yeah.
Yes. So that is getting a big expansion. And then of course, right after the Microsoft show, there was the Destiny 2 had its own showcase, but is there anything you guys wanted to highlight there? I don't know. I don't think any of us are really Destiny people.
No.
No, it just looks good. I know that in the circles I run in, the people that play Destiny 2 are excited about it. So
Yeah.
good news for them, you know?
Like at this point, my engagement with Destiny is watching the 5 to 10 people I know that really love it talk about it, and I get into it like oh, that sounds cool, but I ultimately do not want to start and play Destiny. It's not really a shot at the game, because I played Destiny 1 back in the day, and you know, it's one of the best first-person shooters around. It's, you know, Bungie knows what the hell they're doing when it comes to first-person shooter controls. But that's not going to get me in. So I like hearing about it. I'm glad to hear about it, but kind of glad we don't have to. What's next, Michaela?
All right, so that was day 1. Day 2, we actually went to opening night live, because that's the order we do things in.
Kicking off on the second day.
Kicking off on the second day, opening night live with Jeff Keighley, who is already preparing for the Game Awards, because I feel like that's all he ever does.
Yeah.
All right, so big news: Saints Row got its official reveal trailer for its new, what do you want to call this? Reboot? Remake?
Yeah, it's a reboot.
Revamp?
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's a reboot. I ultimately, because I think it's a reboot because there's, as far as I know, and I don't know all the characters of the Saints Row series very well, but I didn't see Johnny Gat anywhere, and it seemed
well, it is the first one. It's the very first one, and they're kind of like remaking it and rebooting it. So they're changing things in it too. Like, I think it's not as outlandish in certain areas of the game as the previous one was.
How long has it been?
Since Saints Row 4, I have no idea.
I mean, since 1.
Since 1? Oh, 1 was like back
2007?
Yeah,
2006.
1 was like right after Vice City.
See? Yeah.
For 15 years. So, all right. And it's already got supposedly a February 22nd release date.
Yeah, I have a feeling they've been working on this kind of behind the scenes.
I feel like this has been rumored for a bit. Like I've heard little tidbits here and there. And Saint Rose, it obviously isn't my kind of game, so I don't even follow it that closely. But even I've heard little bits here and there about this. But mostly it's been kept under wraps.
I think I played a little bit of 1 and 2. I did play and platinum the third. The third I really liked because it was over the top in the way that Grand Theft Auto used to be. And but other than that, like I haven't touched anything since. So
same as with the Xbox show. I'm not going to go through every single little thing that they showed off. There were a couple of Marvel related announcements. One's just a mobile game, but it looks like there's a tactical RPG for Marvel, Midnight Suns, from 2K.
That's the
coming
XCOM
March.
one, right?
Yes, that's shooting for March of next year. We'll see if they hold to that. Far Cry 6 got a new trailer. Big focus on Giancarlo Esposito. He's going to be a great villain. We already know this. Fantastic freaking actor. Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, new trailer. This got leaked before, like literally right before Microsoft's show, but the opening night live stream confirmed it. Halo Infinite is shooting for December 8th for its debut on console. Plus, there will be limited edition Halo Infinite versions of the console and the controller for Xbox. So it's launching with the campaign and the multiplayer, but not the co-op for the campaign. Correct.
I think they said season 2.
Season 2 or something like
I'm not gonna belabor the point on this one, but I'm really kind of sad about that because I haven't played a Halo game since ODST, but the way I always played those games was through the campaign with friends. We dipped into multiplayer, and who doesn't love jumping into Slayer? But yeah, I think the campaign multiplayer is probably the more essential thing for me. And I wish that was there because I would play that shit on Game Pass. Without a
Well, I
hesitation.
believe you don't even have to buy the campaign. I believe
It's free.
the multiplayer
Multiplayer
is
is
free
free.
to play. So if you want to
Yeah.
hold off on buying the campaign, with Game Pass, you should just get the multiplayer campaign. Not the multiplayer campaign. The multiplayer, the PvP for free. Both free.
Yeah, but I want the co-op, not the PvP. I suck.
You can't have everything.
I suck at shooters, Michaela. I need someone to carry me through it.
Dude, I suck more. You can just I'll get an
Challenge
Xbox just so that
accepted.
you can kill me.
Get a PC. Let's play it on Game Pass. It's fine.
Yeah.
Um,
You buying? You buying?
I mean,
Hmm?
let's see. If I take out of our kids' savings fund, Reba might only castrate me.
Okay. So hard pass on that. Speaking
Yes,
of
exactly.
first-person shooters, we got an extended look at Call of Duty Vanguard, which of course is the next COD, and it had a big spotlight on the great Laura Bailey, who has a character in the game. She's always amazing, apparently even in COD.
Cool.
I feel like, I thought COD for last year looked really good, and if it wasn't, going to take up my entire PS5, I might have tried it at some point.
Was last year
just for the
Cold
campaign.
War?
Yes. I thought it looked almost like first person Uncharted when they revealed that one, and I thought it looked really cool. But maybe if it becomes a plus title like Blops did at some point.
I have
I'll pick it up.
I have a feeling like, well, we got Blops 3, Blops 4, and World War II, I think.
Yes.
But like
Yeah,
that's
Black
kind
Ops
I'm
4 was
saying those
literally
out
like
of
a month
order.
ago.
3 was first, then it was like World War II, and then 4 was literally like a month or two ago. So maybe next year this time, because they're probably not selling as well as they used to. COD,
Yep.
but
Yeah.
it
And
might
there's
also
always-
be in their deal with Sony, because Sony has marketing rights for COD now, don't they?
I think that
feel.
I do.
Yeah.
I do believe. All right. Next up, we had the director's cut for Death Stranding. Got a whole deep dive video where it went into way more features than was necessary. It was like 10 minutes. The last 10 minutes of the entire stream was just like all of the new things that they're cool things, but it was like a whole gameplay deep dive for the director's cut that they showed off at the end of Opening Night Live. Which is, you knew Death Stranding was going to be there. Kojima, Jeff Keighley, they're always, together. Death Stranding has been part of Opening Night Live before, but yes, the director's cut got a big trailer.
Side
Very
note, just
exciting.
recently it was somewhat linked by Norman Reedus that too might be happening. So,
Yes, Norman Reedus has been saying it looks like they are in negotiations for a sequel.
Yeah.
And him being the lead actor,
He would know.
reliable
He
source.
might know. Yeah,
He might know something we don't.
that's true.
Moving right along, we'll stick with Sony's greatest hits. Horizon Forbidden West showed up for a random 30 seconds to say that it is coming out on February 18th, 2022. Pre-orders will start the day this episode airs, I think.
Thursday.
Yes, September 2nd.
Yeah. Also, the 60 FPS patch for
The
Horizon
PS4
Zero
version
Dawn
to
for the
PS5. Yep.
PS5 is dropped that day, so that was nice. It's
Very nice.
It's nice. Yeah.
Love seeing it in the timeline. That is my most anticipated game. Horizon is probably my third favorite game of all time. I usually sits around number 3. That is coming from a JRPG person like me, with FF16 announced as well, to say Horizon is my third favorite game and Forbidden West is my most anticipated game, even slightly ahead of FF16. That is big moves. Big moves.
Yeah.
I'm very fucking excited for this game. Okay, let's see what else we have at opening night live that's worth. I guess while we're on the subject of Horizon, I think we sort of already knew this, but Aloy's going to be in Genshin Impact.
Yeah. Apparently, people that have been previewing it say she fits in pretty well with her game mechanics and
Yeah,
the world and whatnot. So
her game mechanics aren't too far off from like what Link would be, like with the bow and a melee.
yeah, it's very true.
So there was also a new trailer for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge, which is looking very good consistently. There was there was some Tales stuff, although like it was mostly music for Tales of Arise, and then the trailer itself focused on this like Tales of Luminara. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Mobile game.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Some
I thought the choice of words, a classic Tales of Arise.
Yes.
The game hasn't come out yet. It's not
How
classic yet.
How can the music for a game that's not out yet be classic? I said the same thing. It bothered me a lot. It was probably just like a Freudian slip of some sort.
Sure, and that's fine, but
yeah, game's not a classic yet. That's kind of like. Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah. Jurassic World Evolution 2 confirmed that it is coming out November 9th. We got some quick trailers for some indies, like Sifu made it in there. Splitgate's in there. The Super Monkey Ball. Is that where they showed Morgana is going to be in Super Monkey Ball? I feel like that was when that happened.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And a bunch of other stuff that we don't need to go too nitty gritty. Was there anything else from Opening Night Lives that you guys wanted to cover before I go to the next show?
No.
The Cult of the Lamb. Did we talk about that?
Nope, that was in the indies.
Okay.
No, I mean like it was in the indies that were in Opening Night Live.
Yeah. Cult of the Lamb is the follow-up to Adventure Pals. Adventure Pals is a platformer. It's a platformer mostly. It's a very batshit absurd game that if you haven't checked out, which I believe Moose has.
Adventure Pals?
Yeah.
Yes, good game. Highly recommend it.
Check out Michaela. If you ever do a platforming thing again, check out Adventure Pals. You might like it. And then that's really it for me.
Okay, so we will go to the Awesome Indies Showcase next, which is always probably my favorite part of Gamescom now that it's becoming an annual thing. There was a couple different things to highlight here. What's the name of that one that's like the oh my god, why can't I remember the one that is, it's just like a traveling game, super chill. It's the boat that, oh shit.
Spiritfarer?
No, not Spiritfarer. I will remember this like in an hour, and then I will just shout it at my empty apartment and you'll know.
We will hear you from where we are.
Other than the name of this game, I cannot remember. The big thing, Blasphemous, of course, got its expansion, but Blasphemous 2 was announced.
No shit.
Starting production. Yeah,
Wait,
we get new
is this
DLC
news to you,
this
Matt?
No, I haven't watched the indies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Blasphemous 2
news.
is a thing, and it looks like it is aiming for 2023.
Yeah, they said new DLC this year.
New DLC this year, Blasphemous 2, aiming for 2023.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That'll be nice.
I should just go and platinum Blasphemous on PS4.
Blasphemous, The Wounds of Eventide is looking December for at least Steam and PC. I don't know about console for that.
I'm sure they would roll it to consoles too, though.
Far Changing Tides. That's the shit I was trying to remember the name of.
What is it called?
Far Changing Tides.
Far Changing Tides. That had a trailer as well. That is still on track for early 2022. Loopmancer looks cool. There is no light.
Yes. That game looks like, I was watching the trailer last night because I saw a top 10 indie games coming out soon, and that was number 1 on the guy's list. And I just went and I went to Steam and just wish list all of them. And I'm like, this is not a good idea. Number 1, number 2. I'll probably regret this later, but
yes, you will.
It looks like a darker Hades. Like the action looks fast like Hades. Like a lot of melee, like different attacks, like all that stuff going on it. It just looks cool.
Yeah, I like the art style. It's got that super simple, almost like 16-bit looking pixel,
Yeah.
grungy, dark, dungeonish. Like it's an underground action. I don't want to say it's got that Metroid-ish type of speed looking to the combat.
Matt,
Is
there's
it a
a demo.
roguelike? Is it a roguelike?
I don't know. I don't think so. They don't.
Okay.
It would
It's
be
just a dungeon
like
crawler.
it would be in that description they have on the Steam site. So I don't think it
Yeah.
is. But it
Okay.
just like it
has
just
souls.
looks like it's going to be fast paced.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying it kind of reminds me of Hades, because Hades is extremely fast paced. Like you were not standing around for too long.
Right.
It's like Hades is kind of like Bloodborne, where you want to be aggressive. So this looks like you want to be aggressive and be dodging a lot and float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Yep.
But it looks
Loop
good.
Mancer was also, so I kind of skimmed past Loop Mancer. Loop Mancer also has that fast paced. It almost looks like a 2D DMC style, like hack and slash. So there's a couple good action indies in there. For something completely different, Roots of Pacha, more like a city builder, townscape type of Stardew paced thing. Conscript was a big highlight for the show. Isometric, kind of like, so I'm reading something, it's calling it Resident Evil, except it's set during a world war.
Okay, interesting.
There was another Resident Evil-like game, not at the Awesome Indie Show, that's been making the rounds on my Twitter. Shit, what's it called? Hold on 1 second. This is going to bother me, that everybody's been playing. Why can't I remember the names of any games tonight? It's Tormented something. Somebody help me out here.
I have no idea what you're talking about because I didn't see the show.
Tormented Souls? No, it's not. It wasn't at the show. There's another Resident Evil Silent Hill-esque game that everybody's raving about on my timeline right now.
Is it Tormented Souls is a game?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I don't know what it is, but I've been seeing that all over my timeline.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Because it's by the original. It's inspired by the original Resident Evil and Alone in the Dark. Yeah, it actually looks pretty cool. And it looks like it's like got that camera angle where it's like Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nice. Cool.
That's why I thought of it, because this other game was just described as 2D Resident Evil, but war, and then my brain jumps to Twitter.
Right. There's a demo for that too.
Yeah, I promise there's a logic to where my brain's going tonight, but it's very quickly unraveling.
Oh, and listeners, every time I say there's a demo for that, I mean on Steam. But anyways.
Of course. Usually that's where you get demos for indies.
Yeah, that's true.
More often than not.
Although sometimes they are on PS5 and Switch, you'll get a demo. But you are correct.
But yeah, so that's probably like a third of the games that were announced at the indie show. There was a ton of stuff shown off. But those are some of the highlights. And then last, but certainly not least, there was the Future Games show. Same day, I believe, as the Awesome Indies. And Future Games show, per usual, wasn't a lot of, like, because they do this at E3 as well. Future Games show has now become a recurring event. But it's, per the usual, it's games that have generally already been announced with updates. So like Life is Strange True Colors got a new trailer, and that's actually coming out in a couple weeks. We're getting close to that.
Nice.
That is September 10th. Okay, so that's the same day as Tales of Arise. Sorry, won't be playing that. There was Solstice got a new trailer, which is probably my personal highlight for the Future Games show, because I'm very excited for Solstice. That was a Souls-like action game that was announced at E3. The indie game, I want to say it's Italian made, or the dev is Italian. Salt and Sacrifice got a new trailer at the Future Games show, and I know we are all very hyped for that game as fans of Salt and Sanctuary. It looks like Salt and Sacrifice is coming to PlayStation and PC in 2022, should things stay on track. I would assume it would probably also go to Switch later, because is Salt and Sanctuary on Switch?
Yes.
Yeah, I have the special.
Yeah, so
it's very fun on Switch. It's very dark, but it's fun on Switch.
Yeah, so it looks like it's coming to PlayStation PC first, and I would not be surprised if it also comes to Switch later.
they'll probably just do what they did with Salt and Sanctuary, where they launched it on Xbox and Switch at the same time.
This game caught my eye, was a little weird. Timberborn is getting an early access on Steam this September 15th. And the description of the game, back to make you ponder the climate apocalypse some more. The developers of Timberborn sent us a trailer to show off what it would look like if beavers took over the earth. And I feel like that's all you really need to know.
Humans are long gone. Will your lumber punk beavers do any better?
I don't know why
That's pretty
tickled me.
badass. No, I like that. I like that. That's cool. It looks cool.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
I just like the image of beavers sitting by a campfire. I just want that. Someone just put that on my tombstone. That's adorable.
Let's see. Oh, this game, is it called Doki V? I don't know how the fuck you say this. People are raving, like there was a huge reaction to this very bright, colorful game. It wasn't a reveal, like this game had been revealed previously. But it's this open world, futuristic, brightly colored game that draws from Korean mythology and folklore that I've seen kind of blowing up on social media. I don't know if you guys have seen this game, but it looks fun. And it's getting a really positive reaction after the Future Games show trailer.
Spell it?
Dokev.
No idea.
Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt got a new trailer. The next DLC pack for Maneater got announced, called Truth Quest. Let's see. What else is worth highlighting here? Jurassic World Evolution 2 got a trailer. There's a lot of Jurassic related trailers shown off during Gamescom. Far Changing Tides also got a trailer at the Future Games show.
Nice.
And that, I mean, there was more to go through per usual, but those are kind of the highlights for the Future Games show. Like I said, my most anticipated was Solstice. I think that game looks phenomenal, and if you guys haven't watched that new trailer, you should. It shows off some more gameplay. It looks really tight. But yeah, that is a wrap for. Oh, actually, no, wait. One more thing I didn't mention was, Opening Night Live kind of does this weird thing where it's Jeff Keighley, and I don't think he can make a show that doesn't involve some sort of award anymore. So they give out these random awards during Opening Night Live for like shit that doesn't matter. Like most anticipated PlayStation game came down to the choice of like 3 third-party games, even though there's games like Horizon coming out. It was so weird.
Yeah.
But
Well, and then it was like the Halo, or the Xbox one was Halo, and the PlayStation one was Elden Ring, and I think
Yeah.
Yep. And that just makes my point, because I wanted to talk about Elden Ring. Elden Ring got a bunch of new information. No new trailer, but we got some new screenshots for Elden Ring and a ton of information. I want to say probably from an interview somewhere. I don't remember where though. Washington Post maybe.
I think just about every Souls creator that of any note kind of had stuff on it.
Yeah, but where the initial interview was done, I think it might have been the Post.
Yeah.
So new details, fast travel from anywhere. So it's going to be a little bit different than the traditional like bonfire system in a Souls game. There's going to be a lot of optional boss encounters. There's going to be like different types of like dungeons throughout the open world, I believe. And there's going to be like legendary dungeons, or I forget exactly what they called it. And those are going to be the ones that have the bosses that progress the main story, I think, based on what I heard. There's gonna be
the legacy dungeons, that's what that is.
Yeah, I think I think that's what it's called, something like that. There's gonna be multiple paths and endings. No shit, Sherlock, thank you very much. Plenty of lore. They confirmed that George R.R. Martin really just worked on the lore, and his part of the game has been done for like a very long time development wise at this point. It's really,
he even said that himself.
Yeah, it's really
He was like, my stuff's been done for like years.
Yeah, he did the lore. He didn't really do the dialogue or the main scenario writing type of stuff.
Yeah.
There's
He should have just came out and said, all you fans that are pissed off that I haven't finished the last book, it's because of this game, but I've been done with this game for years at this point. So
Yep.
Yeah. Stop
and
being a
also
bunch.
just to interject with a side note, I'm watching this trailer for Doki V and I have no idea what's going on, but it kind of looks cool.
Yeah, people are getting really excited about this game. Is that how you pronounce Doki? I don't even fucking know.
I'm just watching. I'm watching the trailer with no sound, and it has I've thought of Genshin Impact, Splatoon, Fortnite,
Yeah,
but it's not a battle
like
royale. Just
colorful
in
chaos.
look like I just I don't know what's going on here, but it's kind of my jam. They have the Monster Hunter wire bugs in it. There's hoverboarding. I mean, this is kind of dope, y'all.
Yeah, so that's why I wanted to highlight that one because people are getting really excited about it. But this wasn't the first time it's been revealed, but something about this trailer finally sparked some attention. Yes, back to Elden Ring. So we knew there was going to be horseback riding in this, which is new, and confirmed that archers and magicians will be able to fight from horseback as well, not just the melee. It's going to have some stealth mechanics. And there's going to be a kind of like Sekiro, there's going to be like a stance or a balance meter type of thing where enemies can be broken. There's going to be more dialogue with NPCs than in traditional Souls games. There's going to be a hub area, and we got a screenshot, I believe, of what the hub looks like. It's pretty. Let's see. And those are kind of the big highlights that I could think of for Elden Ring, but that game is on track for January. It looks phenomenal.
Yeah, it looks really good.
And that is kind of it for the main things you need to know about Gamescom 2021.
Now, just because I have to try and catch up with stuff that's revealed all the time. When they revealed they did gameplay for Elden Ring recently, right?
They did that at E3. Well, no, the thing right before E3, whatever Jeff Keighley's thing was, that was like the day before E3.
So it's been like 4 months.
Two and a half.
Okay. Oh wait, yeah, it's not April. What am I thinking? Okay, because I was trying to find that earlier today to just watch it because I still haven't watched it. And
it was like June.
Yeah, and it was like I tried searching for it and everything was talking about this new stuff. So
no, it was like June 10th.
Okay.
Because that's when I moved and I had to. I want to say it was June 10th. I moved in here on June 10th, and Jason was giving me blow by blow.
Okay, so lots of stuff to be interested in, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm really excited for. I'm kind of sad that Cult of Lamb won't be out till next year. Just because,
at this point, there's so much shit coming out this year, though.
Right, but I was more referencing hopefully something else I could play with Reba because she loves Adventure Pals, and I figure a new game from those folks would be a cool thing to just play with her for a while. But yeah.
Well, hopefully we covered a little bit of everything in our Gamescom roundup.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something should have piqued your interest because there was a lot of different things talked about, but if you happen to be a sourpuss, get over it because, dear gamers, not everything is about you.
Bye.
At Story Route Zero, we have some cool friends who do some cool things, and I'd like to tell you about them. Phoenix Overdrive uses the power of games and gamers to help heal sick kids through the charity Extra Life. Phoenix Overdrive fundraises for Children's Miracle Network hospitals all year, every year, and the fund culminates in a 24-hour gaming marathon. Find out more about their events and projects online via Facebook at facebook.com/Phoenix Overdrive or on Twitter and Instagram at PHX_Overdrive. You can also join the Facebook group of Pawn Stars at facebook.com/groups/PO Nation in order to share and discuss all the latest in nerd culture. They've also got a podcast, Nerd Overdrive, which you can see weekly at youtube.com/Phoenix Overdrive. You can also catch it on Facebook Live or twitch.tv/PHX _overdrive. That podcast is also published on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Stitcher. You want merch? They got merch. Merch can be ordered from tinyurl.com/phxodmerch, a portion of which goes to their fundraising efforts. Join the nation and be a hero to sick kids, as El Capitan Rey Osorio, Lee the Maestro, and Becky, the lovely queen of the guild, always say, #Rise Above. Thank you for listening to Story Route Zero. We hope you have enjoyed your time here as much as we've enjoyed having you. Once again, questions, concerns, complaints, pictures of pets, or favorite recipes can be sent to storyroute0@gmail.com. You can yell at us on Twitter @StoryRoute0. Rate us and review us on iTunes, YouTube, or wherever you may have found us, as it helps with discoverability. If you'd like to hit us up individually, you can find Moose Cool @Sven, that's SVHENN on Twitter, PSN, Instagram, and of course Twitch, streaming games. You can find Jason Marshall writing at obelisk.co. You can also find him on Twitter @GimpyJ with 2 Y's at the end, as well as PSN, Instagram, and Twitch. He also has his own website, whereisthepausebutton.com. You can find Michaela Crescione doing all sorts of writing at obelisk.co, as well as on Twitter @RedXMod. My name is Matthew Keel. You can find me everywhere I'd like to be @infinite_rewind. That's Twitter, that's Instagram, that's Twitch, that's PSN, and I also have my own website, infiniterewind.com. Be sure to check us out at all the places. You are always welcome, and you will always have a seat waiting for you on this ride. Thank you for listening, but for now, it's back to the real world for us. So we will see you on the next one.